Hey, welcome back to the Mindful Minute. My name is Ashley Molina. I'm an integrative nutrition health coach, and this video today is actually part of a series. So last week we talked about the menstrual cycle and the different phases that our body goes through throughout the month as women. And then on today's episode, we're actually going to talk about how to live in sync with that and how to amplify your life by really tuning into what is going on with your body. So if you haven't seen last week's video, make sure to go watch that before you watch this one. Reality as it pertains to our hormones is that even a slight imbalance can leave us feeling lethargic, tired, moody, depressed, and really just not being able to show up and be present in our daily lives. So let's review the phases of your menstrual cycle really quick. If you didn't see that video last week, we have menstruation, follicular phase, ovulation, and then the luteal phase. All women's cycles are different, but an average length is 28 days, so we'll use that as reference. Okay, so phase one is menstruation. Your body is literally shedding out this uterine lining that you have built up throughout the month, which means you're losing a lot in cells, blood, and iron. And so we want to take time to step back and rest. This means that during the menstruation period, self-care is incredibly important. Some great self-care options are taking hot baths, sleeping extra hours, drinking lots of water, and wearing comfy clothes and no makeup for a few days. Focusing on nutrient-rich foods during this time is crucial, so we want things like eggs, dark chocolate, salmon, and leafy greens. If you are able to take off work or leave early, this is the time to do so. Pushing yourself to work harder, attend events, and getting it all done during this time period is not ideal. You really want to step back and give yourself some grace and some space to rest and relax while your body is doing a lot of work. Your body is wise, and living within this rhythm really helps you to rest and repair so that you're ready for the next phase. Phase two is the follicular phase. I love this phase because after our rest and repair phase, we have this motivational, energetic phase. We start to feel a big flux of energy at this time, and that's because progesterone and estrogen are on the rise again. This is the best time in the month to make big decisions and get things done. So if you have a really important meeting or an interview or project that you want done, it's really awesome when you're living in sync with the cycle to be able to look at your calendar and say, okay, this is probably about the time I'm gonna be in the follicular phase, and so I'm gonna schedule some of these things in during that time, because I know I'll have the energy and the motivational capacity to get it done. During this time, your hormones are fully supporting you in making these big decisions, being extroverted, and they're really giving you that stamina and energy to do so. Exercise during this phase starts to amp up because you have that energy level. So jogging, high intensity, any kind of resistance training or strength training is great. Phase number three is ovulation, and this is only a couple days long, but this is when estrogen peaks. So you're gonna feel the most energy that you'll feel throughout the month during these couple days. Since you are having so much estrogen in the body, it's best to really focus on foods that support the liver for detoxification. This means lots of fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats like nuts and avocados. This is also when your estrogen peaks, so this is like the highest energy level that you'll have during the month. This is also a time when you start to feel a little bit more frisky because your body is ovulating and it's ready to make a baby. High intensity exercise is really ideal at this time. The next phase is the luteal phase. So during the luteal phase, this is when that estrogen and progesterone start to really drop, so you feel your energy levels really drop off. This is when your body is really starting to prepare for that next menstrual cycle, so it starts to slow itself back down. Avoiding alcohol, sugar, dairy, junk foods, and caffeine is very ideal during this time because this food is information for the body, and it actually dictates how symptomatic your next period will be. Meaning, will you have really bad PMS or will you have a better period? This really depends on what you eat, especially during the luteal phase. When I first started living in sync with my cycle, I thought that the follicular phase was absolutely amazing because you're super energetic and I feel really, really good and I'm very motivated, and so I just wanted that to be the main phase. But the reality is, now that I've been doing this for a little while, I realized that I actually really also love the luteal phase because I understand that my body is slowing down and I start to slow down with it. Instead of trying to hit all the marks, get it all done, and grind really, really hard for the entire month, I know that I'll have that follicular phase where I'll be able to do all those things. And so during the luteal phase, that gives me that grace. Luteal time is actually the best time for reflection. And one of the books that I referenced last week, Women's Bodies, Women's Wisdom, Christine Northrup actually comments that during the luteal phase, or when women experience PMS, things that are bothering the woman will really come up during this time. And that has actually been very true for me. So things in my life that I know I need to make a change on, or things that are really in my heart but I'm kind of trying to ignore, they start to really come up for me in the luteal phase. So again, this is a great time for reflection because you're coming up on menstruation, and then you're going to be hitting that follicular phase again and going back into motivational mode. Understanding each phase of our cycle and how this will impact our decisions, our motivations, our habits, our mood and energy levels is incredibly crucial to living a balanced and happy life.